for myself. So I'm gonna let you start off with this one here, RJ. Tell me what you think about it.
No, bro. First off, the thing that threw me off is they said he had incisions on the side of his face that said aquatic animal incisions. They didn't specify that the area that he was in with like that's in Louisiana, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know
it's on the
like
south
Louisiana
end.
got like a lot of alligators in the waters, but they didn't specify that certain area, so I can't go with that one. Second, yeah. Then they said wait, what did they say about ankle deep?
Yeah, the
The
water's
water,
ankle deep.
the water that the sugar cane grows in is only ankle deep. So they were saying that he
It's
had
foul
drowned.
play.
Yeah.
But then it take 13 days for them to find it, bro. So one thing is, I'm sorry, I believe in body snatchers, bro. I believe in body snatchers. I believe in like people like snatching up, snatching up black people and snatching up kids. Period for organs. I'm sorry, that's just me. I'm not gonna get too involved in this one because I won't sound like a conspiracy theorist.
No,
But
it's still a podcast, OG. You
Say how you feel.
I
no,
mean,
I'm just gonna be
within,
real with you.
within
Like
reason. Yeah.
so I believe in the whole body snatching stuff, like point blank period, because it's been happening too much. After that stuff happened in Georgia with old boy, with the little young kid, I forgot what his name is in Georgia, but with the young kid that was found wrapped up behind the bleachers with in the gym mat.
Yeah,
Ever since then, no, I believe too much in body snatchers, bro. And the thing is it's too easy to do it. It's too easy to do it. And coroners, no, bro. That whole story with him sound don't sound right to me. And also the reason I really don't, the reason I really don't like, I'm not gonna say what's in my head for real. The reason I don't believe in like a lot of stuff that's going on is because of y'all ever read Making of a Slave, the Jim Crow the what that shit
I know what book you're talking about. Yeah,
it's
I
the Making
haven't
of
read
a
it
Slave.
all the way through, but yeah, I've seen it though. I read a
Thing
few.
is though, so check this out, right? So this book is like 35 pages long, bro. If even that. But it's from what the fuck was it damn the Willie Lynch letter. That's it. The Willie Lynch letter in the Making of a Slave.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm so nervous right now, me having all girls or me having kids, period, is because it's Willie Lynch letter. If you look at the Willie Lynch letter in the Making of a Slave, and you compare it to what he told them back in the 1800s, when in 1800s, and to now, it all plays into play. The first thing that he told them was to take three of your strongest slaves because back then Willie Lynch was the strongest sugarcane slave. He was the strong. He was the biggest sugarcane slave owner in the islands back then. In the South, a lot of slave owners kept losing their slaves because they kept killing them with hangings and stuff because they tried to run away and all they did was hang them. So they wrote him a letter to see how he was doing so good. He responded with a letter that said, to shorten it up, the first thing is take all of your slaves on your grounds, right? You take your three strongest slaves, your three strongest males. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these three strongest males, make an example of them in front of the women and the children. The reason why you want to do this is because the children, no matter what you do to them, point blank period, if their daddy is strong in front of them and he keep trying to fight, he just get whipped, they just gonna be like, maybe one day I can get loose. They gonna fight it. The women, they gonna back him up. They might run with him and get whipped. But if you take the three strongest ones in the camp and break them down in front of everybody, in front of the women and the children, the women's gonna be like, damn, my son or my daughter have to sit here and watch what's happening to them. And when you do this to them, you're gonna break the woman's spirit. When you break the woman's spirit, the woman is the one that was back there raising these children, right? So when these women are back there raising these children and they break them down, they're gonna break the children down. They're gonna be like, don't do this because we don't want you to have. We don't want what happened to you to happen to your daddy. So what they would do, Willie Lynch said, first off, you take one of your strongest slaves, you tie him to, you tie the slave on one end, arm leg to one end, arm leg to the other end, two horses, and beat the horses until they pull them apart. Second one, you want to beat. I think it's you want to butt break them. That's it. You want to butt break them. Get them in front of everybody. And you want the slave owner will fuck the shit out of a slave, the biggest slave in the camp, in front of everybody to demasculate him. And the third one, they beat him damn near to death because if you look back at it, way back then, it was illegal to beat your slave to death. But if you beat him damn near to death, you was good. If you beat him to death, you get prison time. If you beat him damn near to death, you was okay. They beat him damn near to death in front of everybody. So therefore, you put fear inside of the women head. The men, they watch it. The men still gonna try to run because they grown. But you put that fear inside the woman head, they try to like protect my young. I'm gonna tell my kids don't run because they run. This could happen to them. That's what they did, and that's what made the slave owners in the South so successful as that. Willie Lynch wrote a whole letter about that, and then he wrote about with the gene manipulation of taking the most beautiful one out there. Don't quote me on that, but it's like taking them out there and reproducing with them, and pretty much taking like the fairest skin one and reproducing, and trying to make out of like the strongest ones, also out of the strongest, but the fair skin ones, and trying to do this shit. The Willie Lynch letter is like I mean, it's been happening forever. It's been happening forever. But now, all of a sudden, like these days now, it's in our face. This shit is dead in our face. Like it's right in our face. The media is the strongest thing ever. And people get mad at me when I say this, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this again. People get mad at me when I say this. That congratulations, I'm so happy that we finally had a black president. But the one thing about us having a black president is the fact that so much racial shit got exposed to us in America, and it was so fucked up because he did what he could do, but he got cut down when it came to trying to take up for his people. And they let him have so much power when it came to the LGBTQ community, all this shit. They let him have so much power with that one, but when it came to like trying to take up for us, they shot him down. All they did was just throw us a fucking bone and be like, "Here you go, you got a black president. Hey, be happy." And now all of a sudden, social media is so strong. All this shit happened. The more that he tried to speak up, he couldn't do shit about it. They gave us a bone, and they just pretty much said once they gave us that bone, they let this shit be exposed, all the racism out there, and that's when it really started coming out. Because if you see it before that, a lot of the shit that happened in America when it came to like police killings and black people being killed in the news, and when you look back at it, this shit all plays back into that Willie Lynch letter of putting fear in us. They gave us a bone, and next thing you know, when they gave us that bone, they put that fear into us, and they fucked us up with it, and they're still doing it to this day. So I mean, that's why I didn't really want to say much about it because I have so many opinions when it comes to it that it's fucked up.
It is, but you think, well, I will say this: it was still happening when Obama was in there. It was just that now I feel that it was more open after Trump got in there. It was more open thing to see.
I mean, no,
Actually, a more open thing to look for, I should say.
it's been open since Obama was in there though.
Yeah, it always has happened. Always been, like I say, sometimes have behind dark, sometimes it doesn't, but it hasn't really started getting paid that much attention till then. So with that being said, you believe in that this is all a part of that with him end up missing and whatnot, and nobody hearing anything about the shit until after the fact the young man is found dead.
I definitely. So I'm not gonna say that Yeah, I will say that it's part of it. I would definitely say it's part of it, bro. Cause like they expose this stuff to us, and it's kind of like a fear control because they see that nowadays we're into the mode where it's like if you look at like between the '60s and like the early 2000s, we were more so like let's pray about it, let's pray about it. Well, actually, let me take that back. Once we lost all of our civil rights leaders, we were kind of dormant. We were dormant. All we did was just kind of chill. We had a little moments where we spoke out, what stuff happened. We spoke out, we rioted, we did this, that, and the third. But we weren't too powerful. Next thing you know, the moment that we started getting powerful, look what happened. We got shot back down. We got shot back down with everything that's going on. It's kind of like they said, like, okay, y'all quiet. Then next thing you know, when y'all started making uprise, we got to keep y'all under control. Boom, boom, boom. Start hitting y'all youth. That's what they started with, hitting the youth. Because if you look at it, first televised was youth. And Chris, you are an advocate of this. I've seen you show it plenty of times on your page, bro. You show how many times kids go missing. It's a known fact, but it's not a known fact. Black youth go missing a whole lot more than anybody else.
RJ, I don't want to cut you off because you're making some really good points, man. I think you're speaking on some real shit. A lot of people will look at this and say that it's conspiracy theory. I think the reason that a lot of people would say that it's conspiracy theory is because they don't understand the level of skepticism that the black community has. And we joke about this, and when it's me, you, and Roy on here about me being a light-skinned nigga, but black folks, period, it don't matter what your color is, whether you mixed or whatever, there are known things that happens in the black community that people think that we exaggerate about.
Yeah.
And it's not an exaggeration, like the shit is true facts. I got family members in my family that's darker than Aunt and Roy. And I can tell you right now, I know Aunt's family personally. Aunt's little brother and little sister is about 3 shades lighter than he is. So that whole, and this is not the go off of the Willie Lynch uh, position that you pose, RJ, but we black. And let me just lay that out first and foremost.
Yeah.
I lay that out as a preface before I lay into my point. You're right, RJ. On my page, I do advocate for missing kids and missing people. This case is more than just a missing child. Let me say that again. You hear me?
Yeah.
This case is more than just a child that went missing.
Yeah.
Cast away all your black folk conspiracy theories on this one. These are my words. Cast away all the child trafficking shit. This shit sounds to me like a rebirth in Emmett Till.
I was gonna say that too.
And let me tell you why.
But wait, what's the story behind it though? Like,
give
was
me
there
1
like
second if you will.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second if y'all will. I say that because all three of us came into this not really having a lot of information on it. And I think a lot of that has to do because this case, even though they said Beyonce posted on her website, I have not seen this on social media anywhere.
not at all? Not at all.
And I'm
Not
mad
to
that I haven't seen it on social media anywhere. And I'm gonna tell you, the only place that I've seen this,
I don't know where you found it. I
the
don't know
only
where you found
reason
it.
I'm about to tell you, RJ, I'm about to tell you where I found it at. The only reason that I suggested this as a topic that we speak about today, because Roland Martin, I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with Roland Martin. Texas is on, and he belonged to us, journalist out of Texas. He got a digital news show, and I'll put the link down in the description to it. Roland Martin reported on this on his news channel, which is free, by the way, on YouTube, and he talked about this case. And the details for which he talked about it is what made me inspired to talk about it on this podcast. And I'm gonna tell you this much: even though we seen it on a corporate news video that we just watched, they didn't give us all the details. Is y'all
Right.
understand? They did not give us all the details in that video that we just watched. Roland Martin gave the details. And the only reason I didn't play the Roland Martin video is because he aired it today. And he hasn't broken it up into a clip, that's short enough for us to play for the audience. So I prefaced all that, and I ask y'all again, give me a second, because there's a couple of things that I want to show y'all, because they don't do justice to all the details with that video. I'm going to read two articles. The first article is from the Daily Advertiser. Bobby was taken on October 30th by a woman and her 17-year-old son from his home in Baldwin, a small town halfway between Lafayette and Morgan City, said Chase Trichell, the family attorney. Did y'all hear him talk about any of that shit in the news?
No, they ain't say none of that shit.
Okay, he was taken on October 30th, right? About 3 that afternoon, Bobby's mother, Roxanne Nelson, tried to call her son to figure out where he was. So on the 30th at 3 p.m., she tried to call to find out where her son was at. At 8 p.m. on the 30th of October, no one had heard from Bobby, and his mother was worried. His parents reported him missing on the 30th of October to the Baldwin Police Department, which told them that he was probably at a football game. No Amber Alert was issued after his family reported him missing. The family got a tip on Bobby's location from a friend and called Iberia Parish Sheriff Department. Y'all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
On the 3rd of November, he was found in Iberia Parish, 20 miles away from his home, dead in a sugarcane field in Laurelville. When did she first make the call?
30th.
When was this kid found?
3rd
of November.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, it get deeper than that. Iberia Parish Sheriff officials said in a release Tuesday, its Bureau of Investigation is still investigating the suspicious circumstances surrounding this death. Investigators have interviewed multiple individuals and collected physical evidence, which being prosecuted, yada, 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 yada. A preliminary report of the Iberia Parish, all right, yada, yada, yada. Hold on, this is some critical information. Investigators have interviewed multiple individuals and collected physical evidence, which in being processed, Public Affairs Director Catherine Bro said in a release, a preliminary report from the Iberia Parish Coroner's Office has determined Bobby likely drowned in ankle-deep water in a sugarcane field, right, Ant?
Yeah, that don't make no damn sense, bro.
Okay. The family has commissioned an independent autopsy. The Baldwin Police Department in St. Mary Parish said Facebook post it is investigating the boy's disappearance. The Baldwin Police Department will be investigating reasons why the deceased juvenile was missing from his residence in Baldwin. Assistant Chief of Police Samuel Weiss III posted. The department has since then deleted its Facebook account. No one has been arrested in connection with Bobby's disappearance or death. Now, y'all following me so far, right?
You see what I was getting at. You see what I'm getting at.
RJ, I know you got a lot of thoughts in your mind, and I know you got some thoughts in your mind too, because the media didn't do a good job of covering this. But wait, there's more. Y'all ready?
Go for it.
Quawan went missing on October 30th. We already established that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Quan's parents reported his disappearance from father's home in Baldwin, Louisiana, where he had recently moved on October 30th. He had just started a new school. Quan's father, Kenneth Jocko, said that part of the reason he was concerned about Quan's whereabouts was that he had left his beloved dog, who he had named My Baby, behind Quan's attorney, behind. Quan's family attorney says that the Baldwin Police Department took a report but gave no indications over the next few days that they were searching for a teen or actively investigating the disappearance. So the police department didn't even take that shit serious in the first place, right?
Yeah.
All I had this shit all saved. Okay. So y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
They never named any suspects in the video that we watched.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't tell us what happened on the day of his disappearance or who he was with or any of that on the video that we just watched, right?
Yeah.
This is why mainstream news media is so fucked up when they report issues and cases about the black community. Because all of this shit sounds fucked up based on what we know, based on what we saw. But there's not enough details to tell us more to make us question more, right?
It's just like, bro, like I
Wait,
said,
wait,
it's to
wait,
make
wait,
us
wait,
scared.
wait, RJ. I know you got a lot of thoughts. Let me finish this. Because it's more details that we don't know. Quan's family attorney says the Baldwin Police Department took a report but gave no indication over the next few days that they were searching for a teen or actively investigating his disappearance, per the Washington Post. Instead, they suggested that Quan might have gone to a football game and asked if the boy had a troubled past. Now, the last thing that we read, they talked about him going to a football game, right?
Mm-hmm.
His family says Quan was friends with 17-year-old Gavin Irwin and Irwin's mother, Janet, in neighboring Iberia Parish before he died. Jocko told the Post that they learned through a third party that Irvins picked Quan up the day he went missing around 3 p.m. While Jocko was at the store, the Post reports that Quan's father said neither he nor Quan knew the Irvins, who were white, and had not given them permission to take Quan.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, look, hey, bro, I need you to send me that link. I need that link.
Yeah.
I need that one link right there. Send me that link, bro.
I can send that link too, man. Now, this is my sock. It's sentiments on it. As you said, that when it comes to us, it is I don't know. We be trying to say Black Lives Matter, but they fuck around and say, hey, every life matter. We fuck around and say, hey, we trying to do this shit for justice. They'll be like, shut up, dribble, shut up, I'll play ball. Well, when big names say it, you know what I'm saying? Hey, stick what you do, don't worry about this shit. However, though, you can sit here and tell me what the president tweets, but you can't sit here and tell me about this kid missing. And not only did he missing around the people he was with, they were gonna play it off as, oh, he just at a football game. Don't even try to look at the shit.
Hey,
That's some bullshit.
I got one thing for you, bro. Hey, and I got one thing for you. So back when I was in Virginia, back when I was on the Ford, little dude, little 22-year-old little white dude, he blew my head with this. He said, if you watch CNN will talk to you all day long about these big stories, but these small stories run across the bottom of the screen all day long.
I
I like
give you
what you
that.
mean. He said, watch this. He said, next time you watch CNN, watch it. The same day I went home, I looked at CNN, ignored everything they said, and I read everything that came across real fast. Because, they pass it by like this right here.
Yeah. I've
But,
been an advocate to that for the longest.
but when you read it, though, when you read it, though, you will see every major story. And I guarantee you,
ain't popped up.
that story probably came across the bottom of that screen.
I
And
haven't
nobody
seen
knew
it.
it.
I haven't seen it. I'll tell you
That's
that
the thing
much.
about it, though. You don't watch it all day long. That's what I'm saying. You don't watch it all day long. Like
Yeah.
on CNN, they run small stories all day long. If you watch it, they run small stories all day long across the screen. He said they don't run them too often. He said they might run them like once or twice a day.
Yeah. Right.
But
And another thing, back to the story, it did say that, hey, well, like I say, it took the other investigator, the reporter, to go by and give names of people. However, the sheriff department have not had nobody's subject for interest, especially this the last people this kid been seen with getting picked up from that place.
But then the parents said
No, nobody in jail. And you just get a parents a little 1-2. He just probably over there. Ain't no problem here. Shit. This kid ended up missing. This kid is fucking missing.
And
now, if it was little Timmy or goddamn little what's the
But
name? Little Janet.
But that's the bad
that would
thing,
been
bro.
no.
That's the bad thing about it, though, bro. You don't really see that too often no more. You don't hear about little Tammy or little Timothy or little whatever the fuck their name is. You don't hear about that no more in the news. All you see is us missing. That's it. That's all you really see. You might see like that's about it. I mean, you might see something. You might see someone on the interstate, like an Amber Alert on the interstate. And even when you ride on the interstate, be honest with me. How many times you ride on the interstate and you see the Amber Alert pop up and you see the name what they show?
They show damn license plate number in the car.
Exactly. I barely see the name, but all I see is something show up and I see the license plate number in the car. I don't never see the name.
And another thing though.
Hey Chris, am I lying though, bro?
You ain't lying. Oh, you asked Chris, but you ain't lying. You telling the truth about that part. But my thing is, you just said it's only us popping out, right? On the TV. But how much work we got to do to get this shit put on TV?
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. It don't matter how much work we do. At the end of the day,
can I interrupt y'all real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to the second article that I read. I'm going to read this again for y'all one more time. Quawan's family attorney says that the Baldwin Police Department took a report. The Baldwin Police Department. RJ, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay. But gave no indication over the next few days that they were searching for a teen or actively investigating his disappearance. Per the Washington Post, a credible news source. Instead, they suggested Quawan might have gone to a football game, and here's the critical part, and asked if the boy had a troubled past.
That ties back into what I was saying. Like, what we got to do to get off? We got to go through hell and high water.
No. That's what they do every time.
Hold on.
They do that every time, though.
I know where y'all are going with this.
But it happens every time.
Yeah, but let me for a second. Let me draw an example. A not too long ago example. March 2020. Actually, February 2020. A young man goes for a run down in Brunswick, Georgia.
Davis.
He ends up in a white neighborhood. There's a home being newly constructed, not owned, newly constructed, built up from the ground. For all of my home developers, my wholesalers, my flippers, you know, when you're driving around a neighborhood or a community and you see construction, you stop, you get out, you go look at the house for business purposes. This young man was just running, getting some physical activity in. Sees a house that's still being constructed. He goes inside the house just to look. Folks in the neighborhood they don't even call the police, they call each other.